Now we're going to talk about support and resistance levels and how to identify them, how to make support and resistance lines. It's very easy to do. It's very simple. Basically, grab either two highs or two lows and you can draw a straight line to them, okay? And you can extend that line all the way in the future. Right, like that, for example. See how this acted as a resistance over here? Resistance, resistance, touch it again, resistance, touch it again. And now, after it broke through that resistance, now it's bouncing off of it. Okay, it bounced off of it over here, so it became a support again. But right now, it actually broke it down. Okay, so then we have to keep an eye on because of that, because it's been using that line as a resistance for a while. Then it broke it, became support, and then it broke it again. So that's something you want to keep an eye on. Now you can do that on either side of the trade, on this side as well, so that we could see we got all the lows. See how we got them here? 1, 2, 3, 4 times it touched. And maybe it's going to use that as a support as well, again. So you want to keep an eye on because of that. Now, the more times it touches a line, the better reference it is as far as a support or a resistance. Now, keep in mind that they switch depending on the price, if it's over the line and under the line. They always become either support or resistance after it's broken. Okay. Now, another part of these lines is that we also have horizontal support and resistance, which a lot of traders actually use that more in the trading strategies than the diagonal support and resistance lines. Now, how do we find that? We can utilize tops and bottoms as well. Okay, so highs and lows. So for example, I got a couple lines here. This one right here, we could have drawn right from the beginning just a straight horizontal line since we were here. And see how it happens here. Boom, we touched it once. Actually went back to that price and it bounced off that price. Again here, again here, again here. So that acted as a very good support for Apple. And then after that, it just went and rallied up. Okay. The same with this. And we got this high over here. One high. Then you could draw a straight horizontal line. And see what happened. It bounced once, twice, 3 times off of it. Or the fourth if you count the first one. And then the price just went down after that. Couldn't break it. Okay. So then right after it broke it just became support. Okay, so after you break a line, if it was resistance, it's going to become a support. And if it was a support, it's going to become a resistance. Just like that. So it hasn't retested that line again, but even if you take this and let's draw it back into the future, maybe in the future, the stock price is going to come down to it and retest it again, and it's going to be a support at that point. Okay, so you want to keep that in mind. They can work both ways. Depends what happens when it breaks. It'll shift. Now, you can utilize this also in any time frame. This is not only because this is a daily time frame. You can also utilize this in. Let's go a little lower here, smaller. See what happens here. Let's grab this top and this other top. I'm going to draw a straight line. See how I hit it 3 times right here? 1, 2, 3. I'm going to draw this one on the bottom and the other bottom. So there's 2 bottoms. And we have a symmetrical triangle here. okay, which is usually a continuation pattern. So what happened here? Let me show you. After we touched this was a very strong support at the time. But what happens here after it broke? The price is rallied up, all the way up. Okay, so that's something you want to keep in mind of all the supports. And as the price changes, also the resistance changes. Okay, so for example, if we didn't have this area drawn, we would have had to, we could have done this right here, see, because it hit there, here, third time, fourth time right here, fifth time right here. Okay, but then what happened? The prices went up over it, and then it came back down. So we have to reassess our lines after that. Okay, so you want the stock to do price discovery. So what happens? We changed this line after that happened. Now look, now it looks more like a symmetrical triangle. And then after that, he broke up. Okay, let's check it out at a 4-hour time frame. You can find some other ones right here. As you can see, for example, this area, see how this worked as a support level right here? This one worked right here as a support. This one when it closed, I know we have all the way cut down here, so it did touch that as well, but then it closed actually right here. And then we got another one here where it closed above it. See? So this is not something that is going to be 100% accurate. A lot of traders, well, every single trader is going to make their own trend lines different. They're just not going to be 100% the same, because there's so many ways to do it. Some people actually will take the closing only of price without taking into account the little wicks. Okay, and they will draw trend lines that way, which it's also possible if you just go into a line chart. That's the easiest way to do it, because you're talking about the closings only. Because it's like more of a clean way, okay, of looking at it. So, for example, here, this is very good right here. See how this was a perfect resistance level for this. Just like that. Horizontal again. Some of the most important levels are going to be horizontal. Resistance and support levels. So the price is going to keep bouncing off of that. And then what happened? It didn't break it. So it just went all the way down. Same way here. So this is a little trick that you could utilize. Just put a line chart on. And then that way you can draw your own lines. Just like that. See how this one, it was a support level here? And then when it broke it, it went up to it again. And it became a resistance. And then right here, respected it, resistance again, here, here, here. And then when it broke this, then it rallied up, and now we're becoming a support level. See? We went right here and touched it again. Almost touched it. And just like that, it just keeps changing. So you could just draw this into the future, and it'll still be useful. So see, you touch here, here. When it broke it down here, now it's going to become a support, a resistance, I'm sorry. Once again, it happened. Right here, acted as a resistance. Just got to keep in mind, you just got to go to your charts, test this out, utilize line chart, utilize the candle bar chart, take the wicks, take the closings, and whatever fits better in the price, that's what you're going to use.